welcome back to this course. You are welcome. We'll be continuing from where we stopped in our previous lessons, but today will be this time it will be a bit different. We are bringing it from a different angle. Today we will be talking on how we can, or what do we mean by plugins. Plugins is what we'll be talking on right away. Now, what is plugins? Now, in this our admin dashboard, how can we locate plugins? This is where you can see plugins. Yeah, plugins. Now, what is plugins? Rather, what do we mean by plugins? Now, they said here that plugins is a what? Is a pieces of software. Carry it here. Plugin, a WordPress plugins is a piece of software that can be installed on a WordPress website. Now, is a piece of software. It is not there. I believe most of us, when we were installing our template, we didn't. What plugins did not follow the template, but they were bringing it as an ideal. If we can use it, if we want to bring it, if we want to activate it for the purpose of our website building, that is what they do now. What also they say, these plugins is to add new features, add new things into the website, or to extend its existing functionalities. Maybe there is something there before. WordPress will extend it, will make it look good, will make it look functional. That is what they mean by WordPress. Now, they say it plugs into the core WordPress system. That means WordPress is a management system that when we bring its plugin, it is plugged into, and if you bring in the plugins, this is what it will do. It will allow you, the users, to customize to your own taste to fit into your website. No worry, in our subsequent topics that we'll be treating, we'll be telling us, or we'll be teaching us most of these things, what these plugins is all about. Now, in our site editing, WordPress or plugins takes up to 20% of our WordPress site editing. Now, what do I mean by WordPress takes 20% of our site editing? Now is this: if you go back to your site, our site. Now this is the site. Let's go back to the home page of the site. Now this is the home. For us to do any of this editing that is here, for us to take away this professional mode, take away any of these things that we need. Now, this thing is already existing, but now a plugins will extend we enable us to customize any of these things to our desired taste, as far as we are building a WordPress site. If we are doing any other method of site building, I don't think plugins will be necessary. But as far as you are building a WordPress site, then WordPress plugins will be 100% necessary in your site building. Now, all of this, remember, all of these things now will help us in building is through plugins. If you want to remove any of these things that is here, maybe you want to take away this section, and want to bring in a new section, it is with the help of plugins that can be made possible. So a plugins will also enables you to do what? To bring in a social media icon. A plugins can enable you to bring in form. A plugins will enable you to bring in map. A plugins will enable you to bring in so many features on your WordPress site. So now, as I'm saying it now, you should be thinking it in your mind now that that means WordPress plugins are very necessary in bringing our website into life. So in our next video, we'll be teaching us how we can use this WordPress plugins to do what? To create something peculiar, to edit our website and to make it in a nice shape. So let's go once again. Now before we go there, I would like to show us some of the plugins that has already been installed here before. Now I will be showing you some plugins that is here. Now like these plugins you are seeing now, these plugins you are seeing here, Elementor is a plugins. It does not follow our Ocean WP template. It's a plugins. I believe most of us, when we were installing our template themes, they told us something that required plugins. That means the plugins that we will need. And I think this Elementor was among of the words, the required plugins that was listed under plugins. I think you are getting me now. Then again, how do we begin to navigate on each? I think Elementor is the only plugins now that we have for now. Maybe in time to come, in our next video, we'll be teaching us other plugins that will be needed to make changes or to edit or to extend the functionality of our website. So join me in our next video.